What's going on, everyone? We got a new update in regards to Donovan Mitchell potentially being traded from the Utah Jazz. Now, Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz are actively trying to be aggressive in trade talks. That Utah wants to get a deal done before they get into training camp, which makes a lot of sense, right? You want to have the team that you're going to have be in the position that you're going to be in heading into training camp so you can prepare and do things accordingly that you need to get into, right? So Donovan Mitchell is very likely going to be traded from the Utah Jazz. The Utah Jazz are already starting their little sort of fire sale, I guess. They traded Patrick Beverley to the Lakers. They got a young asset in THT. They got a ton of draft picks from the Timberwolves deal. And now they got another young asset. And then Stanley Johnson, who was really solid in the time that he was with the Lakers. So maybe he's a guy that can come in and be productive for the Jazz, as well as he's still very young. So there's room to grow there. Patrick Beverley, he was the odd man out. He was kind of a throw-in. His age just doesn't fit what the Jazz are willing to do. So it was a perfect deal for the Utah Jazz. But now I imagine other of their players, once they get Donovan Mitchell traded, it'll be a fire sale. Like I said, I could see Bogdanovich, maybe Beasley if the price is right. I think, Jordan Clarkson, Mike Conley, anybody. I think basically they open up the doors and they say, who do you want? Take them. Give us this, that, and the other, because they basically will get everything from the Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell deal. Anything else is just icing on the cake. At this point, it's just clearing salary and, trying to recoup whatever small assets you can. Now, maybe Utah continues and does another trade with the Lakers. Maybe some other teams come and try to get these guys, especially if they're cheap, which I imagine Utah, again, probably going to be very cheap to get some of these guys because they just want to move off the salaries, move off the contracts, stuff like that. So just something to keep in mind. But nonetheless, the New York Knicks, of course, are the front runner to acquire Donovan Mitchell. They have been the most aggressive. They have been actively trying to pursue Donovan Mitchell since his announcement. I don't think it makes a lot of sense if you are the New York Knicks, just because why? You already got Jalen Brunson, who is essentially the same player in so many ways, same height, same skill set, same everything. Don't understand the thinking about acquiring Donovan Mitchell. Now, maybe they're looking at it as get them both, get the most talented you can, and then figure it out later. I just look at their defense and I just think they're going to be atrocious. They're going to put up a ton of points. They're going to be a great scoring team, but they're going to be terrible defensively. It's not like RJ Barrett is a lockdown defender. Julius Randle isn't a lockdown defender. You're not going to be a very good defensive team. Now, of course, maybe the Knicks start unloading guys and making other trades to maybe get some more defensive-minded guys around these two. Because, look at it like this. If you get Jalen Brunson and you have Donovan Mitchell, then those are basically your two. And now you're just trying to put a team around those two for the foreseeable future. They're both young. They both are, again, sort of the same player, same skill set, stuff like that. But we'll see. We'll see what the Knicks are willing to give up. Apparently, the Jazz want them to give up more than what they were offering, which was Toppin and a couple draft picks, stuff like that. And they don't really want that. Also, Evan Fournier was thrown in the deal, but that's just salary filler. What the deal really was Toppin and a couple draft picks. It was 4 draft picks. But they want more draft picks. They want more young players. I think they'll compromise and meet in the middle somewhere. I think it'll end up being, something like Toppin, Fournier, and maybe 6 or 7 picks, or, maybe a Quickly, and you give up 4 picks, something like that. I think Quickly is the odd man out here because I think Grimes, he's just a better shooter. He's a better defender. He can play more positions. Where if you have Mitchell and you have Brunson, Quickly becomes sort of irrelevant. You don't really need him. So I can see Toppin, Quickly, and 3 or 4 picks being added to that, along with Fournier as just again, salary filler, something like that. Maybe the Lakers get on a 3-team deal. That's another talk. That's something that's been thrown out there because the Jazz kind of already traded Beverly. You got, the Lakers want some of the other pieces. Maybe you kind of work something out. I don't know. The potential's there. But ultimately, I do think personally Donovan Mitchell is going to land with the Knicks. I think that's the place that makes the most sense to the team that's most aggressively trying to pursue Donovan Mitchell. So I think that's where he lands. Besides the Knicks, it is worth mentioning the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are another team that is apparently trying to pursue Donovan Mitchell, that they want Donovan Mitchell, which Donovan Mitchell makes a ton of sense. All the sense in the world for Miami, because Miami has the defense. They have the guys, skilled guys around Mitchell to get the most out of Mitchell. And the one thing Miami needs more than anything is a go-to scorer, because you had Jimmy Butler, who basically had to get you 40 a game in order to be able to even be competitive in games. And Jimmy Butler, as great as he is, he's not a traditional scorer. He's not your pure scorer. He just is so skilled, so good, so strong, so determined. He just generates buckets out of just pure will, as opposed to just naturally being such a great shooter, scorer, things like that. Donovan Mitchell would be perfect in this team, in this rotation. Problem is, they can't even trade for Donovan Mitchell without getting off of Bam Adebayo. So how do they get around that? Are they going to trade Bam to another team? Are they going to trade Bam to what? You're going to go get what else besides Donovan Mitchell? You know, like the Jazz don't have a bunch of guys that are worth trading for Bam. And personally, I'd rather keep Bam over Donovan Mitchell. I just think that Miami they definitely, desperately, in my opinion, need a scorer. And I really don't think Miami, could be wrong, some of you Miami fans might think otherwise, but I really think this team is going to take a huge step back. I really think they are like the 6th best team in the East. But if they get a scorer, if they get a guy that can consistently score, I think that they could be much improved. But they just are so Jimmy Butler reliant. I think they need somebody else to kind of help that. Bam Adebayo, like, he'll have brilliant games, and then other games it's like he's not even there. Like, you forget he's on the team at times. It's just, I don't know. I don't think Miami is very good. I think they have nothing but bad contracts for the most part, out of like Bam and Butler. Their only real tradable asset is Tyler Hero, because like any deal is going to go get like picks. Like, if they could trade for Donovan Mitchell and you were Utah, if you could get like a Tyler Hero and like, I don't know, 3 or 4 first-round picks, that's pretty good. Like, especially if you could get them to throw in like a Strus or a Vincent or something like that. Like, that's a pretty good deal if you're Utah, especially as a rebuilding team, because you get your young sort of Donovan Mitchell replacement. But again, you have Bam Adebayo. You literally cannot trade for Donovan Mitchell as long as Bam is on the team. So how do you work around that? How do you do that? Are you really going to trade Bam? Are you trading Bam to a third team? You know, like, I don't know. Like, that's something that's interesting. I do actually have a thought that I might throw out there in a separate video, but I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer for Miami, is to go get Donovan Mitchell, because I don't think you should trade Bam to go get Mitchell. But Miami just keeps being thrown into these conversations, and I don't know if it's just media generated or Miami's really trying to explore possibilities. I don't know, but anyway, those are my thoughts and opinions, and as always, I pass the question on to you. Let me know yours down in the comment section below. What do you think of Utah sort of being more aggressive and trying to trade for Donovan Mitchell? Do you think he ends up getting traded? And if so, where do you think he lands? Do you think it's New York or bust? Do you think there's other teams that are in the conversation? Miami, would you trade Bam in order to go get Donovan Mitchell? Again, me personally, I wouldn't, but maybe they would consider it. I just look at Bam, and Bam's Pat's guy. And I think Donovan Mitchell's good. I just don't think he's great. Like, I think he would be great for Miami because of the team Miami has. But I think Donovan Mitchell in and of himself is not that great. I don't think he's a guy that can lead a team, but you don't need him to lead the team. You got Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, but if you trade him, then that changes everything. And you got Kyle Lowry, stuff like that. I don't know. Like, is Donovan Mitchell, Kyle Lowry, and Butler better than Lowry, Butler, and Bam? Maybe. Maybe that's how they're looking at it. If Utah could get Bam Adebayo in this deal, then that's a home run. Utah's doing that immediately because he would fit perfectly in Utah as like your centerpiece to build around. I just don't think it makes a lot of sense for Miami. And maybe we'll do a separate video independently just breaking down Miami. But anyway, again, however you feel about it, love to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section. One last little shameless plug is I did start As It Stands Lakers. It is a channel just like this, dedicated to only the Lakers, because the Lakers are my favorite team. And on this channel, As It Stands, I talk about all teams, all sports, stuff like that. We have football season coming up, so I'm definitely looking forward to that as well. And I just wanted to make a dedicated channel to the Lakers to give the ins and outs. Now, all the big stuff, all the big news and stuff, I will still post here on this channel. But if you want all the ins and outs and just rumors and theories and just discussions just strictly on the Lakers, link down in the description or in the comment section. Go check out the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. That being said, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot, lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, followed by the bell notification. Stay up to date with all things sports. Join this wonderful community and all of our discussions. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.